Hi everyone, we're back at UKGE and we're here with Gareth from Farplace Animal Rescue. Gareth,
hi there.
Welcome to UKGE.
Hi there, welcome.
Is this actually your first time or have you been here before?
First time I've been to this event. I've been to a few other events like Salute, but first time here.
Okay, so you're obviously showing off Farplace the game this weekend, but obviously this is based on, well not based on, but you're trying to get the word out about this game because of your animal charity. So
yes, Farplace Animal Rescue I founded over 20 years ago and I've been a board gamer for 40 years. So I thought I'd put the two together, and that's what we've got here.
First of all, if people want to find out more about the charity, is there a website?
Yes, farplace.org.uk.
Okay, so let's talk about the
game. The game, it's a similar in complexity to Ticket to Ride game.
Yep.
It's a combination of set collection and racing around a board. You also have a choice, even on the first game, you can choose two different boards to play from, because as a gamer I always think it's a bit of a waste to have one-sided boards.
Absolutely.
You can either choose a quick start or a longer game. Quick start is 15 minutes a game per person. Longer game is 20 minutes per person on average. You choose which player you want to play, and I'll come on to that in a bit, but you take two actions every turn. Every turn, you start with two animals in front of you and four of these items that are object action cards, that are the things you need, like neutering an animal, vaccinating an animal. One of the actions you can choose is to take another animal.
Yep.
Another is to take two of these cards from here or from the deck or a combination. Now my pigeon here needs a vet check, an aviary and release. So my first action, I'm going to take an aviary and replace it. And my hamster needs a tank, so I'm going to take that. That's one action complete.
Okay.
My second action, I've got a lot of things like neutering and vaccination here, but nothing that needs them. So I'm going to take an animal here. And luckily enough, I've got a dog that needs neutering and vaccination, but it still needs a home chair, so it's not quite there for it to be able to rehome. The third action I could have taken as one of my two actions, if I'd already had, and just like, there's one. If I'd already had a home check here, I could have played those three and rehome that animal to score those number of movement points.
Right,
and you'll see there's a different movement point value on each card.
Yep.
Whenever I rehome an animal, I have to do a random vet effect. This one says, if I'm the dog player, draw cards from the animal deck until a dog is drawn and add it to your hand. I'm not the dog player, so no effect. As there's no extra effect then on that dog player, I will take 4 movement points. Each player moves differently. The dog player, my movement is I can go through the dog agility tunnel. So if I was here, the movement on a dog player would be then 1, 2, 3, 4. Cut the corner off.
Yep.
Just to give you an example of the other movement, Kerry here is playing with a cat. If she'd rehome that dog for 4, 1, 2, jump through the cardboard boxes, 3, 4. Because cats love cardboard boxes. If she'd been the bird player, 1, 2, 3, 4, straight onto the houses, can sit on a house roof and stay. If she'd been the rabbit player, rabbit zigzag to avoid a predator, so 1, 2, 3, 4, cutting the corner off.
Okay.
They all balance so they finish at about the same time. There's occasionally some really interesting cards in the deck. For example, there's a grey squirrel and a terrapin, 2 of each. They only score negative. You can save the solar panels, the tank and the ongoing care to look after that terrapin for life, and then it cancels out the negative. Or towards the end, you can end up on one of these to get rid of a negative red card.
Right.
If at the very end, first person who finishes doesn't necessarily win. It triggers the end scoring, but if they've been hoarding animals and they've got animals, say these 2 left, and this one only has, say, a 2 left, game scoring is triggered at the end. They would move back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They would move back 2, the dog would win.
Oh, okay, so if you don't rehome the animals, it's negative points.
It's negative at the end, but always towards the end, you'll see spaces on the board here and here for the red and blue cards where you can ditch some of the excess cards. You'll see similar on the other board, a little bit further away to ditch them here unless you only want to ditch one.
Yeah.
And the boxes and everything else is slightly differently balanced. All balanced to make sure the 4 players finish at about the same time, but they use different strategy.
Okay.
There's also some extra places on the board where you can pick up extra ones of these cards, pick up cards or ditch cards, and that makes every map totally different in the way it plays.
Excellent. How long have you been working on the game for?
Started with the initial concept around October last year,
Okay. So
and I've been working just over 6 months with a graphic designer, and the board's the game lands in this country in July.
Okay, so if people want to get a copy of the game, what should they do?
They can go to farplacethegame.com, or they can email me, gareth@farplace.org.uk. We can take a pre-order, or they're available in any of our charity shops, and they're all listed at farplace.org.uk.
Yep.
Or we're hoping to find some independent board game retailers that will stock it as well.
That's super. Gareth, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Solution.
Cheers.
And thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time.